Hi everyone, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm here for your weekly reading beginning May 15th, 2016. So I don't know about you, but I definitely feel like the energy is much lighter all of a sudden, and I'm feeling much better. So I hope that you are all feeling that easing up as well, if that really exists. I don't know. I think it astrologically, I think that's what I've heard astrologers talking about. But I certainly do feel it. And so today I'm going to use my Silver Witchcraft Tarot by Barbara Moore. I haven't used this in a while. We had one card fly out. Let's see, what am I going to do today? Why don't we do sort of that modified Celtic cross that I do? Oops, we have some other ones fall out. So at the middle we have the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, in the past the Ten of Wands. Whoops. Okay. Page of Swords, Seven of Wands, and then we'll do two outcome cards. We'll leave those, our overall cards. So at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. So this is an energy that's like in our subconscious, or something that's coming to the surface that we'll need to deal with or address, or is influencing this week in some way. So the Seven of Swords is the card that I like to call, it's when people are behaving badly and how you deal with that type of situation. Sometimes, if someone's being rude to you, it's very easy to justify being rude back to that person. But in the end, that really just drags you down to their level. So really just be conscious this week if you have people in your atmosphere that are not really behaving the way you wish they would behave, is to try to stay above it and not get dragged down to their level. And not take it personally, even though they may be personally sort of singling you out, or you may be the sort of the focus of their behavior. They may be blaming you. It doesn't mean it's you, if that makes any sense. And trust me, this is way harder. I'm the first one to get all worried and nervous and upset when people do this. But if we can think about it ahead of time and prepare ourselves to just sort of try to take a step back and look at it clinically and try to figure out, like, why is this person, like, how in their mind are they justifying acting this way, and sort of taking a different approach to how we may have handled it in the past. So we have some it's a pretty interesting spread, because right in the middle, the focus is the Six of Cups, and the other influencing card is the Two of Cups. So we have these beautiful, emotionally positive energies, but then it's surrounded by the Seven of Swords. Fading in the past is the Ten of Wands. Crowning us is the Page of Swords. But this is interesting. So this is getting really clear on our thoughts and what we need to communicate. It's messages as well. It's cute. I like this card, this little, I'm not sure what it is, giving her some knowledge, some sort of knowledge you will gain perhaps this week that you didn't you weren't in the know before. So we may learn something this week that we weren't privy to. But the page energy is, sometimes we can still get sucked into these types of situations where we allow ourselves to sort of get dragged down to other people's levels, and that's okay. But the Page of Swords is going to draw some boundaries and cut away sort of the other baggage that's being brought into a situation and really get down to the truth. So really trying to cut away emotions, again, that clinical, like when I said before, like sort of taking a step back and looking like almost in a clinical manner, like you're observing the situation from the outside, will help you gain a perspective. And coming up is a Seven of Wands, so that's about being defending your position without being defensive, and that's exactly the energy I was just talking about. So if someone's sort of putting you on the spot, it's just, as my friend would say, just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Take the emotion out of it, and calmly state your case. Just because someone's questioning something, it doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. They just are requiring more information. So just very calmly state your facts, and you'll do well. There's no need to get defensive. Again, easier said than done, but then we have, so there's sort of this stuff going on in your periphery and surrounding you, but I don't think it's something we'll have to deal with, but it's not really our issue or our situation, but somehow it is, we are affected by it and are going to have to deal with it on some level regardless. That's what I'm seeing. But this is a wonderful card to have in what's fading into the past, because this is a card where we said, you know what, I'm overburdened, I've taken on too much, and I'm going to put down that which is not necessary and get my priorities together. You know, that which is dampening my fire. You know, Wands is a fire card. So the Ten of Wands, it's we have too much and we're losing our spark and our motivation because we're overburdened, and we're delegating or just putting some things down, lightening our load, and taking care of ourselves. So let's go back to this situation in the middle, because we have this beautiful situation going on where we have the Six of Cups. This fits really nicely actually after this card, because we're overburdened, we've taken on too much, we've lost sight perhaps of what our priorities and our passions and what motivates us. And the Six of Cups is all about keeping it simple, appreciating the present, stopping to smell the roses, being grateful for what we do have instead of worrying about what we don't have, and the simple things like our health, a home, food on the table, the beautiful day that's outside, and trying to put some of those worries aside, because things really are beautiful and we're all very lucky. This can also be things from the past. Maybe you've reconnected with someone from the past. Just make sure. I don't know. I'm not a fan of people going back with people they were previously in a relationship with that it didn't work. It didn't work for a reason, so that makes me a little nervous. But it could be very much someone you knew from the past, but you hadn't been involved with, and for whatever reason, the timing in both of your lives is right, and you do say, hey, maybe there's something here. That's definitely a possibility. It could be something to do with children. So this can be, the Two of Cups can be a new relationship, a new partnership, something where it's emotionally, mutually beneficial, and you really work well together and support each other. So it could be a new partnership, could be working with kids, but most likely it's some sort of a rekindling of a friendship, or a time in your life when you've really realized that to enjoy the simple things, and you're consciously put these burdens down, and concentrating on what's truly important. So let's see what these overall cards are. Judgment. Yep, making some decision, and I really think it goes back to this burden, and maybe this person or situation in your atmosphere that you're just like, I'm not getting sucked in. I'm not going there. I'm not allowing that type of negativity into my life. I don't need to complicate things with gossip and other people's bad behavior. I don't need to take that on. And I'm going to make a decision right here and now moving forward that I'm not going to allow other people and situations or myself to weigh me down and affect my life, because life is too short and it's beautiful and I'm lucky to be here. And I want to be able to appreciate the little things. And, just I don't need tons of people in my life, but I want the people that are in my life for it to be quality. Yes, and the Six of Swords, exactly. Moving from choppy waters to calm waters. Water represents emotions. So this is thoughtfully, it's a sword card, thoughtfully moving yourself from situations that are not beneficial. And that's sort of this new thinking of the Page of Swords. It's like, what am I doing? I'm not tolerating this anymore. I'm going to take, I have the thoughts now to take action, to stand up for myself, to defend myself without being defensive, because I know I deserve peace and happiness. And that comes by letting go of negativity and putting up healthy boundaries, being assertive, and removing myself from situations that are not emotionally supportive. And it's interesting, in this card, there's actually a woman and child, which I think is kind of interesting because we have the Six of Cups. So it could very well have something to do with a child too. But this is a very, these are, some of us are really going to take a stand in a very constructive and positive way this week, and move on from whether it's people, behaviors, patterns, negative thought patterns, uh, and embrace positivity. And so these are really, this is a big deal. And it may just be in one part of your life, but I think it's really going to, when something like this happens, it's really going to affect your whole life. When you're like, I am not going to tolerate certain situations, attitudes, negativity in my life. I'm just not going to do it. Life is too short. I want peace and happiness as much as I can possibly control. And I don't need to take on other people's burdens. So this is a pretty spectacular week coming up. Whoa, sorry. So I hope you make some good decisions that support your highest good and happiness this week. So looks like an amazing week. Take care.